Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today is of course a little different than what I would have been doing originally because of what is going on with the Overwatch League. If you're not aware, the March and April homestands for the Overwatch League have been canceled due to concerns over the coronavirus. In a statement from the Overwatch League, the league has said, the health and safety of employees, fans, players, teams, and partners is paramount to Activision Blizzard Esports. We are continuing to closely monitor COVID-19 coronavirus, city-level recommendations and mandates, and all guidelines set forth by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. After careful review and working in close collaboration with our teams, we are canceling all Overwatch League events scheduled for March and April. For more details on these specific events, please visit host team websites and follow their social channels. Concurrently, we are working hand in hand with our teams to see that all matches are played when it's safe and logistically feasible, staying as close to our originally planned schedule as possible. We are considering the various options available to esports in this effort so that all teams, including those previously impacted by scheduling changes in China, and also South Korea, but I didn't mention that, can get back to doing what they do best. No adjustments have been made for any other scheduled Overwatch League events. We will share additional updates as needed. They followed this up with 2 reply tweets saying, "We are not canceling OWL 2020 out of concern for fans, players, staff, and others. We have just canceled upcoming homestand events. We will be playing matches with our teams this month, next month, and beyond, and these matches will be broadcast to fans. The ability to do this in the face of unforeseen challenges like COVID-19 is part of what makes our business so unique. More details to come." We haven't gotten those details yet. Pete Listelica also was kind of the first person to say this. And he said, "To be clear, we will be playing matches in March and April. We canceled the events, not the matches, though we will have to move a few things around in the schedule to make this work. And yes, the matches will be broadcast." So that's what you need to know about what's going on. So what does this mean? What this means is we're not going to be getting any Overwatch League matches this weekend, most likely. Now, in the weird event that they decide to play matches this weekend, I have made my picks for this weekend. So I'll just throw them up on the screen right now for a little bit so you can look at them. I'm not going to talk about them at all, but they're up in case they play them this weekend. I don't expect them to. They have nothing on the schedule right now for the Overwatch League on their website, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have to wait and see for a little while. But what this means really is that we can expect for a little while that we're not going to have matches. Probably not this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if also not next weekend, which is going to be rough. But I also think that just based on how far behind they are, they might start playing matches on days that they wouldn't normally play matches, right? They might be like, okay, well, we can play matches on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, or Thursdays and Fridays, or whatever. We normally wouldn't, but they're so far behind that they may play them that way. And I don't know if they're just going to stream them in terms of, like, they're going to have it on the servers, or if they're going to have the teams battle in person somewhere. I don't know. I would say most likely they're just going to keep every team at home. They're going to have them battle online, which is a little weird. That's what they do for contenders, so it's not, like, awful by any means, but there is certainly a level of difference there, just in terms of the way that the game plays when you're on the internet versus when you're on just like a LAN. It plays a little bit differently, so we'll have to see kind of what happens with that. The other thing I was thinking is you might have 2 different bases of operations, essentially. You might have a bunch of the teams that are on the West Coast playing in LA. All the Pacific teams may like fly out to LA, play in like a studio where it's just the teams that are meeting, and you're taking a lot of precautions. You're doing a lot of hand sanitizing. You're doing a lot of sanitizing of materials. You're doing a lot of things with masks or whatnot, and you're keeping everybody kind of separate. You're having like the teams come in, then you're having them leave, and then you're bringing in the next team so they don't interact with the other teams, stuff like that, just to kind of keep things, safe. And I think that it would be in that scenario, I would expect them to have the teams separated by conference. So there would be like an Atlantic group. All the Atlantic teams would be playing somewhere on the East Coast or somewhere safe, and all the Pacific teams would be playing somewhere on the West Coast, somewhere safe, so they can keep the teams separated. But I don't know. I don't know how they're planning on doing it. If I had to guess, they're probably just going to play online. That's my assumption. That to me seems like the most likely thing to go on. But that's really all we know about it at this time. That's really all I can talk about at this time. But I want to talk about the coronavirus in general, because there's a lot going on with it, and it's something that you need to be aware of. I think this is a good time for me to talk about it. And I will have some links in the description to some information that's useful that you may want. I have a link to a website by the World Health Organization that you can check it out. If something from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, something that you can read about there if you are curious. So those are the two things that I am linking to down below. I'm not going to link to any anything else, just because I think that it's something that you don't really need, to be honest with you. Like, those are the two websites that are the most important, so I'm going to link to those, and there's a couple of things there just for you to learn about it. But of course, you can always do your own research as well. But those are the two places I'm going to link to, because I think they are the most prominent places to look, because I think they have the best information out there. But just be safe, right? Be smart. A lot of colleges are moving to online classes. A lot of schools in general are moving to online classes in the U.S. A lot of sporting leagues are suspending play, and that's something that I think is really important to note. Don't use this as time to party a lot. Don't use this as time to go out all the time. Be smart about it. There's a reason why schools are closing, and there's a reason why leagues are closing and events are closing, and it's because they want people to stay inside. So it is of paramount importance that in this time you avoid doing things that you don't have to do, right? If you have to go to work, okay. If you don't have to go to work, if you have the ability to work from home, please work from home. If you don't have to go to school, don't go to school. Do the schoolwork from home. Obviously, in some cases you can't. But this isn't the time to be throwing parties or hosting, big get-togethers or going out to parties or, doing things like that. You have to be very smart and just try to stay indoors. And it can be hard. It can be very, very difficult sometimes to do that because you never know who you're going to interact with. But just don't touch your face, as everyone's been saying. Shower. I mean, that seems like one that people would be like, okay, that's obvious, but shower, that can help. Blow your nose a lot. Wash your face, stuff like that. Just be smart. There will be times that you have to go out and do something, or there will be times that you have to do, who knows what. But just understand that there is enough stuff that you can do from home. There's enough work you can do from home that you will be fine and safe if you do all that. And of course, younger people, you're not as high of a level of risk. But if you were to bring it home to people who have some kind of immunodeficiency, or your grandparents or whatever, like it's more dangerous to them. So just be smart. Try to keep that curve down. We're gonna get a number of cases, right? We're gonna get a lot of cases, but it's better if we can have more cases over a longer period of time than a bunch of cases at the same time, because it gives us more time to prepare and gives us more time to do all that stuff and making sure hospitals are ready, all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to have this be like a scary thing. I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that. It can be kind of stressful and it can be somewhat scary seeing, stuff just shutting down and people, you know, work being canceled or being moved to home and schools being moved to all online or just in some cases just closing altogether. But I assure you that there is reasons for all this and that it's for good reasons that this is happening. So, like I said, just be smart and things will be okay. But that's all I have for today. It's a pretty short video, all things considered. Just wanted to give some of that information out there for all of you. But that's everything I have. So if you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. I don't expect to talk much more about this in the future, but who knows? At this rate, we'll see what happens with me with making videos for the rest of the week. I may not have as many videos coming out next week just because of this situation, and I feel like it's maybe a little more difficult, but we'll figure it out. But I'm going to get out of here, so thank you for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.